Carolyn Dube here. Thanks for joining me for a little art journal play today. What you're going to see me start with is what I call kind of a cleanup leftover page. Whenever I'm creating, I always squirt out too much paint, too much ink. It's just how I am. So I don't want to waste anything, so I'll clean off brushes, I'll use up extra paints and colors randomly on blank pages in an art journal. Well, what that creates are random pages in art journals, and that's what I started with today. As I headed out and started with this art journal page, I had absolutely no idea where I was going. You're going to see a whole lot of chaos in about the middle, and then it comes together in the end. So here's the art journal page that I started with. Not very impressive, I have to say. Well, I grabbed Kathy Nichols' stencil from over at Stencil Girl called Love Story, and this absolutely was the most fun to put all sorts of color on. You can tell that I've decided I'm going to use the entire rainbow here because I needed a little color therapy today. Been a little stressful in life, and I decided the art journal needed to help me shake that stuff off and get a smile back on my face. And it's starting to, although I have to say that page is looking a little chaotic. But that's okay, because sometimes out of chaos comes something good. Well, I've pretty much gotten rid of everything except those two people on the hill, added in a little bit of yellow, and I gotta tell you at this point I kind of went, well, that didn't work out quite as planned. And then I put the blue on there and I'm like, that's another outstanding opportunity presenting suddenly, not sure what I'm gonna do with those. And I realized I've got this awesome cloud stencil with these swirls in it. This is also from Kathy Nichols, and I decided to go and turn that blue mess that I made into an actual cloud. Well, stories started to show up for these two people walking up the hill about how they were discovering some different things but not really knowing where they were going. So I grabbed the word discover from over on my Now Is the Time stencil over at Stencil Girl, and that kind of captured the feeling that I kept seeing with these two as they're going for this walk, kind of traveling through either good weather, bad weather. So we've got clouds, we've got sun, and we're going to see what they discover. Well, I wanted to put the tree back, but I didn't want to make it quite so tall because I kind of have that cloud there. So I grabbed some orange paint, put the stencil back on, and it's not like I had to put it in the exact same place that it was before, and add some tree to it. Well, now that I've got the base of the tree, I'm going to embellish it and add a little more dimension to it. So I'm just going to take a fine line applicator, and basically it's a paint bottle with a really fine tip on it. And because it's got this metal pin in it, the bottle never clogs because I'm never going to clean out a fine tip. Well, then I'm going to come in with some green and give it some leaves, add a little bit to the flower, and then comes a nice big old juicy oops. Because when I bring in the magenta color one, way too much paint comes out of that one. It's more than what I wanted, not the look I wanted, but not a problem. It's just an outstanding opportunity that presented suddenly, and a paper towel took care of that. Remember I said the story was about what they're going to discover as they head out on the journey kind of thing? Well, I decided to add a flower at the top of the hill. That way, that's what they're going to end up discovering is this big, wonderful flower. And yes, I had to bring out those fine liners again to add some more color to them. And I liked how that paper towel worked last time, so this time I did it on purpose. Well, thanks for joining me for a little color and play therapy today. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you won't miss any of my new videos. And of course, I'd love it if you stopped over to the blog and said hello at acolorfuljourney.com. And I have links to everything used in the video there too. Thanks for being a part of this colorful journey.